we need two forwards, because I'm beginning to think that I know we're going to come on to James Pearce's briefing in a minute, but with Pearce talking last night about Rio's pathway, I'm beginning to think that we may be looking at using Rio far more than we think we are. I know Arna's talked about protecting him, but the excitement around him and the willingness to use him so far, I've got a feeling that he's actually going to be considered first team. I'd like him to be considered first team as number 6 in the forward line, but that still means we need another 2. And everything is pinned on Isak with 3 weeks to go of the transfer window.
Yeah. Well, this is the other story that broke yesterday. That's had some cold water poured on it, but I'm not writing it off just yet, mainly because I want it to be true. But Andy, we were linked to Bradley Barcola, left winger for Barcelona, not FSG either, PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. I was very surprised by this link, but you can convince yourself there's a certain sense in it. His place became under threat in the second part of last season by the signing of Kvaratskhelia, who also plays in the same position. I mean, in an ideal world, if I were PSG, I would not want to lose Barcola. I would want to keep that elite 4 and rotate between the 3. Don't know if they need money for FFP reasons or what have you. He would be a very, very exciting addition, and he would block paths like a motherfucker, I would say. What are your overall thoughts on that one?
Yeah, it's an interesting link. He's a fantastic player. Over 20 goals last season, stayed fit for the whole season as well, which is obviously something that we'll always look at when we're signing a player. So I was very excited by the link. I mean, it makes sense that we do our due diligence on these forwards in case Newcastle just don't let Isak go. And that is the worry at the moment, that they essentially just force him to stay. And
so, are you seeing him as a backup? Assuming there's something in it, are you seeing him as a backup plan, not an Isak signing?
I would say just because of the money involved, probably yes. I can't see both of them happening. I think it's just sort of due diligence on other targets that we're doing at the moment, and I think you look at that left-hand side and it's been sort of rotated between Diaz and Gakpo over the last couple of years, and for me personally, Gakpo's always first choice there. I absolutely love Cody Gakpo as a footballer. I think he's been our sharpest player in pre-season. There was a link, I think, with Bayern Munich for a time, and I was so against letting Cody Gakpo go, because I just think he's fantastic. And I think, if Gakpo does need a rest, or if you take him out of the firing line for whatever reason, or if he's out of form, you've got options there. You've got the likes of Wirtz who can play there. Ekitike can operate from the left-hand side as well, and I think that's probably enough on the left-hand side. Plus, let's see how Nguimoha gets on next season. Does he have a dip in form? Is he able to come in and play a couple of games in the league if Gakpo's not playing? So I just think that left-hand side, we're fairly well stocked there, and always sort of have been. So that's why I'd be slightly surprised by the link. And yeah, I mean, you look at Rio's performances in pre-season, it's been absolutely sensational. He has to get some games this season. Yeah, if we have to at least give him a chance, if we have to pull him out, that's fair enough. But yeah, I can't quite see that one. But yes, we have to do our due diligence on these other options in case what we all want to happen with Isak, including Isak, wants to happen, doesn't happen.
Well, the interesting thing in the way the news broke last night, about Darwin Núñez, or was it this morning? Most of the major sources, like the likes of Joycey and Piercy, were using similar language. They were saying, as a result of Darwin's leaving, Liverpool will look to strengthen, recruit in attacking areas. And I noted the use of the plural, not in the attacking area, not look to recruit a forward, in the attacking areas. Now, that to me, maybe to go against Andy's conclusions, is that they are looking for more than one still. The other thing that was stressed is they're looking for players, again plural, who could come in and be starters. They didn't want squad players. And to my mind, that signalled, what did it signal? That they're not after a Malik Fofana kind of player from Lyon or a project of any sort. They are looking at the very highest end of the market, and possibly more than one. And by the way, I would have taken and possibly on balance agreed with Andy's conclusion that it's Isak or one other, Isak and a Barcola, not both. The style of that briefing, and it definitely was a briefing, you could tell, is such that I think they're after more than one significant attacker still this window.
Which, again,
your point was right about who you've got available to play in the positions, but it's also when you think, well, what's our ambition? And obviously, your bread and butter is winning the league, and we'd love to defend that, and that's obviously what we all want to do around the table. But there is a real strong feeling that we want to compete on all four fronts. Champions League is a bare minimum, and then obviously even in the two domestic cups. So what you're saying there, Rob, is it's not someone. Ngamo, we know, is going to be a very, very good footballer, and he will get time, I think, this season, and he is that unknown, the freshness of him, the no fear. It's going to be great. But like you said there, Rob, if we are looking at going to get players who will come in and will do a job, Isak is one, Barcola is another.
I hope you're enjoying this free show at the moment. Loads of excellent, exciting stuff on the Anfield app. If you want to be part of the whole thing, you can download the Anfield app and go from there. Or you can subscribe via the YouTube membership as well for video-only content and other bits and pieces. We love doing these shows. We love that you watch them. So come, be part of the journey with us.